I'm here.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. '23 Mercedes AMG
Sl63 4MATIC Plus with race start.
Oh, God damn it!
Second gear was gone.
Horsepower and torque.
577 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque from a twin-turbo 4-liter V8. There is no electricity in this vehicle. This is not an EQS of any sort.
Hey, that one I was an S+. I think in race mode it would have done even better.
I'll do race mode later then.
Yeah. So this is the all-new SL. It's all-wheel drive for the first time. It's got 4 seats. I'm gonna rip through cliche.
Okay, there's a lot of firsts, a lot of differences, and holy crap, the handling.
I had the handling, the rear wheel steering, and the tires are a little cold, but I'm still like just flying through here.
Wow. The SL's a monster now.
This is one of the best handling cars I've ever driven. It feels like I can put myself anywhere I need to be in the lane that I'm in. It doesn't feel sketchy to go quick at all.
It is shockingly good. So this is now a full-out AMG. AMG developed this to be the AMG GT, so this is now the convertible version of the AMG GT, aka the SL63.
So the GT is gone,
yes,
but it's gonna come back as a hardtop this.
Exactly.
You know, I kind of like the GT, the older one, more than the idea and looks of this. So let's talk about the looks of the new SL.
First of all, we have CLA headlights-ish.
We got the new, everything looks like new Mercedes. Nothing looks like different along the Mercedes lineup, but it does look really good.
It looks really good.
We got this goddamn Nardo gray paint. I'm sick of it. I saw a cool yellow one.
You said you weren't sick of it.
Of the paint? No, I said I was sick of it.
Oh, okay.
I was on board with you. End it. But
all right.
like the nice thing is you don't really need to wash this car. It rained for a couple days and it still looks clean, but I saw a yellow one and I like that.
Yeah. But I mean, this gray does look still pretty good. But if it was the Mercedes gray, like the silver, would have been really nice and classy.
Yeah. Definitely looks better than the last gen SL that we drove, because even that last one had the number dial infotainment, where this is like the all new interior with this cool screen that tilts and everything. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff. Okay, back to the outside. Smooth body lines on the side.
And then really nice wheels. I love these wheels. Mercedes does not screw up wheels.
Yeah, with the yellow brake calipers, it's great. And what would be the Continental recommended tire for an SL?
The Extreme Contact Sport 02. Exactly what I just put on my own Mercedes AMG E55 wagon.
Too bad this doesn't have those cool wheels that you just bought for yours, because yours are like, those are really sick.
I did get SL wheels for my wagon, so shout out me.
A new version of that would be sick.
Yes. Also, if anyone wants to sell me an R129 SL500, let me know, DM me. I'm actually dead serious right now, because I just sold my Fiesta.
You know, I was gonna make a joke at the beginning of this video where I hold up a piece of paper that says, like, I'm thinking about buying like a 2000s SL, and if Jacob says this, you have to subscribe.
Ah, you didn't do it.
I forgot. I like legit was thinking, and I thought you'd have one that says, like, if Yuri mentions he likes a convertible because he owns a convertible.
Ah, okay.
I'm not gonna
we just know each other too well.
How about the fact that this is a soft top?
Okay, I really miss having the hard top foldable coupe, because I think it just looks so much better when the top's up.
I'm cool with the soft topness. I feel like that's cool to have a soft top.
It
like
just looks so much more put together when it's a hardtop coupe.
Like the S-Cab, I feel like it forces people to be like, yeah, you should have the top down. That's why it's cloth and not hard.
See, the S Coupe, I think, is still more gangster than this.
Oh, for sure, but this will outhandle the S out of it.
Yes. And then, yeah, we have back seats for the first time, I think, in a long time, because the R129 did have back seats in Europe, but these ones are basically unusable.
Yeah, but I was thinking about putting my child seat in here, and I'm like, nah, I don't know how any of this is going to work. I just avoided it all. Okay, so how about the back end? I think it looks proper SL.
Yeah, the taillights are pretty nice. Nothing too crazy. We got the squared off AMG exhaust tips.
The taillights are really, they're like cool LEDs. It's nice when you get close. The details are like very close up.
Yes, but let's listen to the back end.
Pretty good sounding.
What about from the inside?
Let me just put it into race mode.
Downshift, downshift.
Pretty
Crackles
good.
and pops.
Yeah, predictable
It's probably as good as we can get in 2023 with regulations and whatnot. Ooh. It's so fast.
I'm not in manual mode, so it keeps auto upshifting for me.
Oh, man.
Okay, but the back, we got a little wing, a little spoiler that'll come up, and you can control that too with all your AMG dynamic buttons and stuff, and it looks nice. It suits it. I like the no spoiler look of the SL.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like how the bumperettes are very, very small. It's like they considered that ahead of time before they brought it into America.
Yeah, and there's still like a lot going on with this car, which I'll talk about, but I feel like the SL's kind of lost its way with this car. There's just a lot going on.
Okay, before we get to that, the trunk space is very usable. We've got 2 carry-ons in there and a backpack. It's got a little flap that will come down and tell you exactly how much room it needs for the top to retract, which I think is a very, very great feature. Like, more usable than I thought it would be. So then, to finish off the looks, would you take this, looks-wise, over an AMG GT, any version, like say the basest AMG GT?
Looks-wise, I mean, yeah, it does look really good.
Like those AMG GTC convertibles that we drove, would you take that or this?
Oh, that's tough.
Because I would go AMG GTC.
I would probably actually go with the previous one.
That previous style was the sweet spot, but I think this looks great, but I think it's a little bit ruined by everything in Mercedes looking good.
Yeah, like in the corporate lineup, by making everything kind of the same, they've kind of ruined things.
Even though it does look good.
Exactly.
And before you drive, I want to talk about the infotainment because I know it's probably kind of boring for you.
No, dude, that's part of the ruining this car that I want to talk about.
We've got the screen that moves for you, so it doesn't have a glare, or at least it'll reduce the glare. When you have the top up, you can automatically have it angle up like that. I'm not sure if it shows up in this camera or not. And it actually works pretty well to reduce the glare.
It does work for that, but it's this complex mechanism in what should be a relatively simple-ish car.
Oh no, these cars are not going to stay on the road for a very long time. They are here for now, and I don't know else about that.
Not like the R129, which is like a cockroach.
So my favorite part about this infotainment is the AMG button, which gets us to all of the settings. We just click that, and everything is so clear, like what your traction is, if you're in manual mode or not, your exhaust, sport, master, race, all the dynamic stuff, like everything shows up so clearly, and I really like that you can get there with just this AMG button.
Yeah, and then the other way to get to most of those settings, and even more of those, are on your steering wheel buttons, which we've seen on other AMGs as well.
You can program that using the select steering button as well.
So you've actually programmed your rear spoiler to one of those buttons as well.
I don't even know what I programmed to it. I actually don't really use this at all compared to just using the screen.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that I love about this is the gauge cluster and the head-up display. It's so customizable. You just click this home button on the steering wheel and you get so many different modes. I think Classic is probably the best for normal cruising. It's the only one where you can see the odometer in the middle, which we had to get this to 1501 kilometers before we could enable launch control. It literally would not work at 1500, which is pretty funny, just like the sticker up here says.
Yeah, we've actually broken in a lot of AMGs. Thank you, AMG, for allowing us to do that.
Cool modes like sport looks cool, but super sport and track pace is great, and track pace will show you all of your racing stuff on the left and right, and you can set that up to track pace in your head-up display so it just goes red when it's time to shift. I think if you were actually on the track, it would be totally awesome, like really great, even though this is like a weird luxury Grand Tourer.
Well, exactly, and like I think Classic is the best because I find it really difficult to even just see what your RPMs are at and when to shift really in any other mode. I love the two normal dials, and I love that they just kept that.
Exactly, but for the track to have the thing pop up, but you also get stuff like, okay, how many kilometers an hour am I going right now?
I mean, from 60s-ish.
57, right?
Yeah, okay.
But if I'm in track pace, I am going 57.3, 56.8, 50.
Oh, that's insane.
There's a lot of details. And the cool thing about track pace is usually the app doesn't work. You try to connect it, it aired out for the last couple years. It all works now. I've got it working through my phone. It's synced up perfectly right away. You've got drag race modes and everything. You can see from your iPhone or whatever how fast you're going and like overlays. It's cool. Finally all sorted, and I'm so happy for it.
In the car that it really does not belong in.
But it's good now for everything. Like for I guess they needed to have it ready for the GT.
Yeah.
All
exactly.
Right, your turn to launch it with full race mode and everything.
Send it!
Send it!
Race, Sport Plus suspension, master dynamics.
Instead of just Sport Plus drive mode like me.
And traction fully off. Race start.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. What's that, second?
It's just first, for some reason, all-wheel drive, there's still, it's slipping in the front.
Hey, maybe that's just like how much power it is or whatever. I don't know.
Whew, okay.
They do that to stop it from just spinning.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a cold day, and we do have the top down, which you can operate the top at, I believe, up to 60 kphs. So that's pretty cool that you can actually do that.
You can do it by double-clicking this button, or you click the button once and you go to like the slider on the screen, which is pretty cool, but I prefer hard buttons.
Yeah, and I know a lot of like journalists, when they first got this, they didn't know about the double slide, so luckily we're super late to the game, so we were able to watch everybody else's videos, so now we know.
Thank you, Doug DeMiro.
Yeah. So anyways, this has a 9-speed transmission. It's a multi-plate clutch system, just like they've previously had in other cars, and it does work pretty well. Although Yuri and I have had some problems with downshifting sometimes, where you'll ask it to downshift with the paddle and it just won't give it to you sometimes. You have to like double click and you'll get it.
And this is even in full manual mode, which you are not in currently because you just did launch control.
Yeah, so let's just send this through cliche corners. Suspension, pretty good for being in full stiff mode. Dude, this handles like it's on rails. The turn-in is holy crap good. Like, unbelievable. I don't know how they did this, but it's just instant.
And the rear wheel steering is like God level.
Yeah, for both like while you're driving and like in a parking lot at slow speeds going like the opposite way. Like, this is incredible.
Like, this would be an autocross monster. I've never been able to place myself in a lane as well as I have been in this car.
Man, like the precision that you feel from the steering wheel, the instant response kind of feels Porsche-like, but still like this weighted, heavy AMG-like kind of thing.
Like, this feels more nimble than a Turbo S.
Yes, like way more nimble than the AMG GTs of the previous generation. Like even the GTR probably. Like,
yeah,
it's insane what they were able to do with this new chassis. So I'm going to dial the suspension into comfort with my touchscreen. The one cool thing about this touchscreen, while we do have it angled towards us, is I barely have to move my hand to get there. That is nice, but it's still overwhelming having this massive tablet beside me in a what should be a classy vehicle.
But it's less, you don't have to like reach like this to do anything like you would in a lot of other cars.
Yeah, so now in comfort mode, I don't notice that much of a difference, but it wasn't even uncomfortable in the sportiest mode, and Mercedes does say that this is the most comfortable SL of all time. I don't know if I believe that.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. This is like pretty sweet.
It's nice, but the most comfortable, I'm not really sure about that. And the fact that they changed so much stuff, the fact this is all-wheel drive, like, I really think that this car has lost touch with what it should be. It's overwhelming just sitting here and staring at all this stuff. The way the steering wheel looks and functions with all the touch buttons that they've put into all the other Mercedes, I feel like they should have just differentiated this one, maybe dialed it back, simplified it. Not saying you should add like a telephone dial pad back, but like, you know what I mean? It's just a little bit extra in too many ways.
I get what they're doing with this. This is like a technology showcase, and if you're an old dude with a whole bunch of money and it's hard for you to use, they don't care.
And that's like, the thing.
We gotta show it off.
You are right, because the SL has always been a technology showpiece, but like, this is just like a little bit beyond.
But with this tablet in the up mode, have you ever noticed that like you kind of rub your hand against it when you're going for the shifter or anything?
Yeah, my knuckles can kind of touch when I'm using the shifter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so
that's better.
It's better, but then there's glare on it.
Yeah. But it's not the end of the world.
It's not.
On most days, anyways.
Yeah, and like it's so big that I don't even want to use this. Like I just want to drive this chill and just, you know, go get groceries, go golfing and whatnot.
I think this is less for driving chill and more for like just bombing down highways on the Autobahn.
Yeah, it's become that. But one thing that they did not change, they did not lose their way, is we still have a twin turbo V8 in here, and it is still lightning fast. Like still the same horsepower number, but less torque, but it doesn't feel any slower at all. Like this is so fast.
It's okay. It's really fast, but like, aren't you kind of bored of everything having like the same good motor?
Yeah,
like make some crappier motors that sound different.
Because the last one had the 5.5. This has the 4 liter that's like across the board now.
Yeah, it's very like, all right.
But at the same time, I'm like, thank you, Mercedes, for putting the V8 in here, which the C63 is now a 4-cylinder. So it's like,
if you liked an older motor, old cars still exist.
Yes. So anyone with an R29,
you could probably buy a pretty nasty like older SL, like nasty in a good way.
Yeah.
For less than this currently.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's like, oh, I want this. It's like it exists. Go buy it.
Yeah. But I mean, this as a technological showpiece, I think they did get it, but it's just it's so much going on at once that it wasn't before to me that it's like, it's kind of crazy.
And by the way, if you want to go find a cool old SL, hit up tsb.truecar.com. Let me know what you find there.
Yes, discounted price offers. I've looked, but I'm just going to stick to buying a Canadian one, I think,
Is an SLR considered an SL?
I'm not sure. I guess so, because it's like Sport Licht Race? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
A couple other little things. This has door handles that pop out, right?
Yes.
And it's like all like digital, but it's not a real thing. When I come to the car every time, the handles are already popping out from like the farthest distance ever. Like I've never seen them pop out on me. They're always just like ready.
Yeah, so it's extra sensitive. But the one thing that I notice is like opening and closing the door feels kind of like it's heavy, but it feels and sounds cheap.
I see what you're saying there. Yeah.
Weird.
A little clinky. We can roll up all of the windows if we click the all button, and then it controls the back ones to roll them all up or down, just with the click of one.
That's pretty convenient.
Okay, other cool thing, you can control this seat from the side on that seat, and we got neck scarves, ventilated, heated, it's all nice.
Yeah, air scarf blowing down my neck.
Why aren't there air scarves in coupes?
Yeah.
I'd like it.
I would love some like heat down my neck in a coupe. Why not?
Why?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Exactly. Maybe the AMG GT will have it. Maybe. Probably not.
Wireless CarPlay, it all worked really well, but I prefer plug-in CarPlay personally.
Android Auto as well. Cup holders, they...
if it's a small, just fine.
Just fine?
If it's just fine.
That's barely.
That you can get it out.
I don't know. I feel like you've called something like that similar.
No. You can get around it from 180 degrees.
What about the visors? Through cliche corner.
I doubt it, but maybe 3, 2, 1.
Oh! Wow!
Woo!
SL. Okay, let's see if we can get a little drift here. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to drive. And these seats are actually really comfortable, and the fact that I can get them so low that my hair and the top of my head is not cold is probably the first time that's happened in a convertible.
Well, the last SL, the seats could go back so far. In my head, I'm always like, this is the car for basketball players, because you'll fit.
And the materials on this interior are fantastic, other than the swaths of gloss black everywhere, but there still are a lot of like silver touches and just like leather everywhere, which is nice.
What kind of floor mats would you get to really pop off an interior like this?
A set of tux mat would be fantastic for any vehicle. Go to tuxmat.com/thestraightpipes. I have some in my E55 AMG wagon.
And then sound system.
It's obviously really good.
Really good.
Burmeister.
I had my kid in here and I was playing like really loud Baby Shark for her, and she liked that. But then I also revved the car for her, and she does not like loud cars. Do you like that?
No.
Oh, my kid loves it.
I feel like my kid she wants cars to go faster. She yells at me when I'm stopped at stoplights, but I think she wants electric.
Oh, my kid just loves to turn on cars, rev them and whatnot.
Like little Hezbollah, that's your baby. Just
yeah, exactly. Yeah. This car kind of actually feels sort of more BMW M8-like now. I know that the car doesn't exist anymore. I think they canceled it.
Like, this isn't my favorite. There's things I like about it, but it wouldn't be top of my list at all.
We should probably get to the price.
Let's get to the price.
This one starts at $215,000
Canadian.
and this one is $226,500.
That is a whole lot of money, and I know we say that a lot, but this definitely is, considering how used SLs are very cheap.
And considering there are other competitors to this, lots of them cheaper and more expensive, and an LC500 would be my pick over this for like half the price.
From that LC500 F-Type review, I think that makes me like F-Types more than the LC500 and even this. So then this or an M8 Cabriolet.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I'd still go with this probably.
I think this is cooler. The thing is, like, I just don't know if SL is me.
Yeah, I mean, this SL I don't think is me.
Old SLs
is me.
Is me too. I could see myself in like a 2000s one.
Yeah.
So overall, really cool car. Not our taste, but really cool. Handles amazing, but just not our taste.
Yes, I would love an older SL500, and I know you would too. And that's probably about it.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks Mercedes for making such a crazy handling. I guess AMG for making crazy handling cool SL.
You've made an AMG SL, like a real one.